Okay. All right. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you. And we have wonderful call this evening because I'm very pleased to welcome someone who, there are some legends, but this is a massive legend this evening that we're welcoming to our call, Wim Planger. And Wim has been outrageously successful in our business and continues to be so. But what is absolutely fascinating about Wim is that he's built a gigantic business predominantly offline. So that is very, very impressive and very inspiring. So Wim, are you there? Wim, that's fantastic. Did you get that, what I said?
I got half of it, James.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, look, just to say, you're a huge legend. You've been outrageously successful in our business. And we are very, very pleased to have you on the call. So I just wanted to ask you this evening, first of all, tell us a little bit about your background, because I think people would be very interested to hear, what did you do before you came across NSA, the Juice Plus company?
Okay, James, I studied economics also in London at the European Business School, in France, in Germany, in several countries. And then I went to America, and I'm a banker by profession, so I worked many years for a bank.
Okay.
Now I'm 27 years now with the Juice Plus company, but that was my previous background as a. But when people ask me today, what's your profession? I will not say I'm a banker. I will not say that. I would rather say I've been working for 27 years with this wonderful company.
Great. And what first attracted you to the company?
Well, in the old days, it was many points. I mean, it was the stability of the company. It was a passive income. I saw Jeff Roberti at the very first meeting, and he already earned the first $1 million at the time as a young waiter. I had many employees myself, so I saw here an option to get out of this treadmill and build a business with no employees, with no territorial restriction, and to build a global business. And of course, great products at the time, products which nobody had, everybody needs, and almost everybody can afford. That was always a mission statement of the company. And still today, they follow that route. Yeah.
And what was it? I mean, it's a huge shift in a sense from being a banker to working with and effectively like a marketing company like NSA Juice Plus. What was the thing that really made you think, right, I really want to do this with this company?
Well, it was I got approached in the old days by the vice president of Texas Instruments. Like, imagine today you'd get approached by the vice president of Facebook, of Apple. In the old days, there was only Texas Instruments and IBM. If you get a phone call from somebody with so much credibility, you do listen. And so I did listen, and I saw this. So if people like him and others, which I saw, are involved in this industry, then I must really take a closer look. I'm not that stupid. I say to myself, I'm a banker, I have a good job, and I will not look at something else. But I didn't want to start right away, so I really asked my wife to go ahead and do this business. So I could always say, when people ask me, well, this is the business of my wife. Okay? And 6 months later, after you trained me, James, I come back to this point later, I start to say, this is the business of my wife and myself. Today, of course, it's my business. Very clear.
So tell me, how did you, I mean, you got going, you've watched Birgit get going with it, and she'd become relatively successful with it.
No. She didn't. She had zero success.
Right.
After 6 months, one of our friends bought the first from Birgit out of mercy. Come on, this was zero success for 6 months. She had zero success. she wouldn't earn nothing.
So, but nevertheless, you got going.
She did everything which didn't work, okay? So I watched her.
Okay, so when you got going, what was your first 6 months like?
Well, I didn't do nothing in America like my wife. I said to myself and to my wife, if you want to build this business successfully, and I know it's working, it just didn't work for us yet. Let's go to Europe and let's learn this business in Europe, because we knew London was opened. England was already opened a couple of months before us, and there were some people already involved in the UK who knew what they were doing. So one of my friends, Thorsten Dahl, my first NMD, who I sponsored in America, he's now the top gun in Scandinavia, one of the top guns in Finland. He heard your sponsor, James, talking at the plaza in New York. Wim, there's at least one guy who knows what he's doing, what he's talking about. So why don't you, when you go to Europe, I want to start in Germany, but I want to learn the business first. They called me up, my sponsors in America said, look, Wim, good and bad news, the company is going, but it's going to be delayed. I want to open the business in Germany as the very first one, which I later did. But in the meantime, I had no option, and I went to London. And the first person I called and asked for support was your training center, James. Thank me very much. He said, absolutely, we are open. Please learn with us, come to us. And I will be grateful for the rest of my life and always give you credit that you have taught me this business. If I had not had you as a teacher, I probably would just load them up with product, and maybe the company wouldn't have survived that one afterwards. I don't know.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, you know,
to come to your school and to carry on that message, cater for people, care for people, and lead them until they are successful. So this was a key learning process for me in London.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting, Wim, you know, you say that, because I think when we all first started, we all kind of felt relatively unsuccessful, but we knew that it could work, and we just kept at it until it did work. And I think that is really interesting, that we just didn't give up. We just kept working at it until it suddenly started working.
I saw you, James. I didn't do nothing in London. I watched you also for a couple of months, and I saw everybody progressing. Okay, and I accepted you as a teacher. I think at a young age, I was 38 then. Today I'm 63. At the young age, well, I wasn't that young any longer, but still I considered young. You need a teacher, somebody who teach what I know. Then later you do it yourself. If you reach my age or older, you want to have a team that you can rely on. So yeah, very, very important stage.
So we got started, Wim, and obviously there was a certain amount of experimentation right at the beginning. But, you know, a lot of people often talk about breakthroughs. They talk about doing it, going and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And then suddenly a massive breakthrough happens.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, in a sense, probably the biggest breakthrough really for me was sponsoring David Hunt. So that was a huge breakthrough for me. But up until that time, it had been very, very slow for me.
Yes.
What was your first really big breakthrough that happened for you?
I had the same one like you. And again, I saw everybody passing me in London. Everybody went Seconada, you went QNMD. And I said to myself, this cannot go on like this. So I went to Germany. No, I went to my old university in London, to my old school. I went to the professor and I said, give me 3 trainees. And I took these 3 trainees to your training center. And out of that came Gerhard Bauer in Germany. He was the one who got in contact with these students. All these students dropped out. The one who stayed was Stefan Reuter. But they called me up from Germany and said, Wim, I have one guy here in Germany. He heard about this. He has seen a video. You have trained these students in London. But please come to Germany and show this business to Gerhard Bauer. Gerhard Bauer was my big breakthrough.
Okay, and so...
He was a local soccer trainer and football trainer in a little village with 3,000 people. And Gerhard saw this business, and he said to Stefan Reuter and myself, this is a chance of a lifetime. I've been waiting for this business after a 7-minute video. I never understood why he turned this video off, but it was his call. It was his lucky. He was so determined. He had 4 women at his house, 3 daughters, 1 wife. and they were doing night shifts, and they were bundling fruits and vegetables in the night, yeah, just to survive it. And he would have done anything to get out of this loop. And Gerhard Bauer built the biggest network outside the United States, together with us, of course. He has half of my turnover is responsible for this team. And today he did over 1 billion in sales. That is 10 times 100 million, mostly plus. With way over 20,000 distributors in his team, and probably 120 or 130 national market directors. So yeah, one lucky call. And this is what I'm saying to everyone in my team. One day you will have your lucky call. One day somebody in your team will sponsor somebody bigger than anybody else, anybody so far being sponsored in Europe. Maybe in Asia, maybe in Europe. But this is a time now where the professionals start to listen to us and to look at our company as a huge opportunity for the future. So what you've seen with your sponsor, what I've seen with my Gerhard Bauer, is something we can duplicate all over the world. This is just, there will be many others.
Yeah. But you know, Wim, I mean, what's very interesting about that is that whole thing came out of your determination. You were determined to move on yourself. You went to find referrals. You followed it through. It was really through your determination that it really happened. And I think it often, you know, we have to dig deep within ourselves, don't we, to find the energy to move forward in that way.
Yes, you do. Well, it didn't take me. It doesn't take much to motivate me, James, because I had the vision, seen the America, and this is what I always do with my new partners. I give them the vision first, then they are ready to go through the hole which comes at the beginning, which comes for everybody at one stage. But I give them the vision, and when I take them to a big convention. In these days, I flew them over to America. Spent $2,000-3,000 on each single one of them. Today, we don't have to do this. We take them to a convention in Europe. We don't have to spend that. We can show them the big vision here. And I do the same now with people from Asia, from Israel, from in the future. I will fly them first to Europe to show them the big picture. Once they've seen the big picture, it doesn't take much to motivate people. They then have they then also want this. I ask them, come to Mallorca, where I live. We drink a bottle of wine and we talk about the future. It can be also a glass of water. And then people will stay in this business. Literally, I haven't lost any one of my leaders over the last 25 years. That's unbelievable. I just took a cruising ship with 200 people over the Mediterranean just 2 months ago. And all of them, or most of them, longer than 20 years in the business with us, unheard of in other countries. So once people have the vision, once people have the initial success, they will stay with us. They will stay for a lifetime. And this always intrigued me, to find the next visionary, to find the next leader, to find the next key people in the team. And they will always come. No matter where you look, ask and get referrals, you will find them. Some take longer, some get lucky on the first shot. I got lucky on the first shot. That was lucky. But stay in the game. Don't leave. You will find the person will come to you, dig deep, and you will find them. You will find them. I guarantee you. You cannot stay in this business 10 years and not find one, okay, or 2 or 3.
So Wim, looking at the international expansion, and this is something obviously that you've just begun to talk about now. I mean, this of course is very, very interesting, because we're now beginning a sort of worldwide expansion now. I mean, we're already in 22, 23, 24 countries, but we're now really going to roll it out. You've been very successful in a lot of different countries. And you were beginning to talk about how you go through to expose people to the big picture. But talk us through how you actually find some of these people to talk to first in order to show them the bigger picture. How do you proceed? For example, how did you proceed to expand into Israel? Because you've had a huge success in Israel.
Yes. Well, if I can step back James, and don't go that far as a first step. But when we were operating in Germany successfully, I had training centers, one in Frankfurt to cover the south and one in Düsseldorf, which is my hometown, to cover the north. So for 2 years, I was going back and forward between Frankfurt, Düsseldorf, 2 training centers, and I asked everybody from the north to come to Düsseldorf and everybody from the south come to Frankfurt. Later, we were sitting there with hundreds of people in Frankfurt, also in Düsseldorf. And then I said, okay, guys, now you open up a training center in Munich and in Stuttgart, okay? And I don't want to see 400 people here. Go and do it yourself. Grow as a leader. Do it yourself. Now, when we opened up Austria, the people from Austria came to Munich. Yeah? When we opened up Switzerland, the people from Switzerland came to Stuttgart. Yeah? So suddenly, we had 50 Swiss or 50 Austrians sitting there. We then said, okay, guys, you can do it yourself. Now move to Austria and to Switzerland. In no time, and this I learned from you, James, and from David, in no time we had 80 training centers all over Europe. Yeah? We could cover any country, and from there on, it was very easy. I could ask anybody, where do you come from? Oh, you come from Vienna. How wonderful. I'm still looking for a business partner in Vienna. He said, oh, yeah? So maybe you know somebody. I said, well, what is it all about? I said, go to our training center and inform my business partners in Vienna. Take a look if this is maybe of interest to you or of somebody that you know. It might not be for you. Always a magical sentence, which I learned from you also. This might not be for you, but take a look. So I would always get referrals and always send people then to the training center, well, almost around the corner. And so we have built a worldwide net of training centers, or European-wide so far, and we can use and trust our people that they help and trust also our new partner. Don't steal them. Same as Israel. I got a great referral. And everybody said, Wim, you're German and you're trying to sell fruits and vegetables to Israel. Are you crazy? They're flying every day a jumbo or two into fruits and vegetables. So but I tell you one thing, I have over 1,000 distributors in Israel, and we have a phenomenal growth with 1 or 2 new NMDs and PMDs and IMDs every month. So nobody else is working in Israel, which I don't know. It's okay. If I can help you, talk to me. Yeah, it's always, but you need to have somebody who's a good pioneer, somebody who is willing to take this business, who needs no babysit. And then you sponsor a person and teach them the business over Zoom call, over meeting, over whatever media you have. But at the end of the day, they want to meet you. I went the first year, I went 15 times to Israel. I spent over 100,000 euros, which is a lot of money, on traveling, hotel, inviting the people, hotels, dinner, training, etc. It paid way off. I mean, I got the money 10 times back today. But look, it takes a huge commitment to go into a way far away country. Start locally, then go nationally, then go to the neighboring countries. But if you have a very, very good one, I sincerely recommend you sponsor a person long distance and care for that person like you have a friend. Which happened to us also, Dr. Louis Shapiro, who sponsored us. He met us 2 years after we went NMD for the first time as our sponsor. But he was always there for us on the telephone. He was always calling, always had a card, and we would do anything for him. And we always, till today, tell him we are grateful to the rest of your life, Dr. Shapiro. He's now 88. Without him, we wouldn't have seen this business. And without him, he wouldn't be. So I really give always great credit to the person. And you should do the same to the person who showed you this business. He showed you maybe your future. And that one call that Dr. Shapiro did 27 years ago changed our future dramatically to the point today where we have the most beautiful life. And this is just the beginning. We have now teams all over Europe. We're going to go into Dubai next, and you know that. And this is just the beginning. We'll talk about it, the expansion. The company made a commitment to go into 50 new countries over the next 5 years. We are now at the brink of the biggest expansion of the company ever. Something I've been dreaming about for the last 20 years. When we started, we just said America, Canada, and just you in the UK, James, and maybe a few others. Today we have 27 countries maybe opened. I'm working 24. I can see much bigger ones. I can see much bigger future for all of us, for the young generations. I see Asia as as a future for the company, of course. We are big in Europe and America, but the biggest network companies are all in Asia. Went big because they're big in Asia. So if you ask your team around today, whom do you know in Asia? Get ready for the Asian expansion. Ask everybody. And come on, I'm in London all day. I haven't sponsored anybody. Don't you worry. But I see London is full, and every other city also. We were in Kent yesterday. There's so many people not from this country, and they have relatives all over the world. They can refer you, and people are looking for business opportunities. People are looking for chances today. Get to know these people. Be different. Be friendly to them. Talk to them. Get to know them and do something which the unexpected. I can give you many examples, and people will listen to you. I'd often do something very unexpected with people that I just met, and then they will remember me, and I will always get my appointment with them later or refer them, and they will listen to me.
So it sounds very interesting. Then, I mean, so as we approach the launch of Juice Plus in Dubai and the UAE, can you just tell us a little bit about who's behind that? And secondly, tell us about how you would advise someone to approach the launch in that market right now.
Okay, when it comes to Dubai, it's Mohammed is his name. He's a master distributor. We found him ourselves. It was somebody of the team of Gerhard Bauer again, who had to get great contact to Mohammed. So together, Mohammed and Eric, they will drive this business. They bought the license for Dubai, but they also bought a license for the Emirates, for Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, all the way to Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia. So they will cover an area of over 100 million people. Of course, this business will be in Dubai. We start in Dubai in September, October. So ask everybody in Dubai from the Arabian countries. The business in Arabia will be they have probably they'll do anything for the children. We have a concept for the children. If we come in, we talk family and children, and we can really help them with the gummies. They'll do anything. They will listen to all of us. But they will not place just one order for a box of Juice Plus. They all have, it's a small market, but they all have 2,000 family members, and many of them have lots of money. So when they place an order, they would rather order a whole container of Juice Plus than a box of Juice Plus. And don't laugh. It's the most normal thing for them to order a whole container of Juice Plus. And then we won't like it. But look, if it's going to 2,000 families, he will order for the family. He can launch all three and get the order then to his palace shipped. But it will be huge. So if you have one good contact in Dubai or in any one of those countries, I suggest you contact them now. Get ready. That a nutritional company like Juice Plus is coming to the Arabian countries. World market leader, biggest production company of nutritional products in encapsulated form. All the products will be halal. In Israel, they're all kosher. So we got all the license already. They're in the last process of translating everything, getting ready for the opening. Let's say latest. Then go meet the people. Eventually, they need to meet you on Zoom, or invite them over for the next convention, or you fly there. Be inventive. Meet them on Skype. It doesn't matter. Build up a relationship with them, and then show the credibility of the company, the stability of the company. Show them 1.5 million people or customers are on the Children's Health Study. Beautiful work. There's no other company in the world who has done a long-term study with children on that. The Arabs, they will love it. Okay. And of course, they're looking for a concept to lose weight. Huh? Come on, you can say, hey, we got the concept. We got something which lasts, and the concept, and for your children could be free.
Fantastic. So in a couple of minutes, we're going to do question and answer. And so if anyone has got particular questions they want to ask them from what we've said so far, then if you would put that in the chat box at the bottom, and then I'll be able to see what people are asking, and then we'll be able to ask those as Wim, because if we open it up to everyone, it becomes very, very noisy.
That's what I like best. I like questions live best, better than me talking.
Yeah, but don't worry, I still got a very important question to ask you. And so Wim, can you tell us, what are your 5 top tips? Looking back, thinking, what are your 5 top tips that you would give anyone starting or who are already moving, that you think, do you know what, these 5 tips will make all the difference for you?
Okay. Always had, maybe it doesn't come across today on the Zoom call, but there's one thing which I always have and still haven't lost it after 27 years. I'm more excited than ever before about the potential and the future. People ask him, how much do you earn? Yeah? My family was totally against it. My mother didn't take Just Plus for 17 years. So my family almost buried me, and so I hope you always keep the excitement. Like, this is a chance of a lifetime. There's maybe 3-4 chances in life. When I saw this, I knew this would be a chance of a lifetime. I knew I would be successful, because the Americans are also cooking only with water. What they can do, we can do in Europe. There's no miracle behind it. When I saw the marketing plan, 3% numbers, I understood that right away. I said to myself, do I know 5 people? Yes. And hundreds of thousands of customers. And it goes faster and faster today. So I saw the passive, but first I was slow, but then I put people in my excitement. My wife also, we're together, we're a team. My wife's my upline, okay? We were so excited that people, and I think people want to follow somebody who is excited about what he's doing. Number one. And second point, who has a concept. I leave no option. This is how we start, and this is what we do. And I don't give them 2 or 3 options. So let's start like this. If it's somebody part-time, I know precisely how to start in part-time. If it's a professional, somebody who wants to reach a lot more, wants to become a millionaire, I know what to do first. I also many millionaires. Business. And we have a concept for day one. I repeat the vision. The first negative, you might lose them right there. And that's another one. Cater for your team. Be with your team. Show them that you love them. Create a team spirit. Go to vacation with them. Yeah? Reward them. Rake rewards. All this is let me see, sometimes put my glass on so I can see your faces. Yeah? And support them until they are successful. I have my wife, but together we have 7 frontline partners. Okay, we will always stay with other partners until they are successful. If it's in Scandinavia, all over, anywhere in the world, even if you don't speak the language, it doesn't matter. I don't speak Finnish and Swedish and Danish, but they all speak English. And so I stay with them. For sponsor people, that's the last one, the 5th point. Sponsor people that you want to spend a lifetime with. People that you can imagine they become your best friends. You want a vacation with them. Sponsor only nice people. People that are fun, different, people that you like to see as your friend. And then they also can imagine. They know you, they trust you, they like you, and then get to know them. They know you, trust you, like you, and they can imagine to do business with you. Something like that. Okay. In those lines. I hope you got my point.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I'm sorry that the connection is, for whatever reason, is a bit interrupted, but we are getting those words of wisdom, Wim. That's.
You're in Egypt. You're in Egypt, James. That's why.
Well, I hope I'm not the cause of it. Anyway, we just hope. Anyway, so let's just keep going, and let's just ask some of the questions now. So, someone asks, Michelle asks, are they moving to Bahrain? Is the company expanding to Bahrain? Is that correct, Wim?
It's all part of it. He will open up Dubai first, but once he's in operation Dubai, and very quickly and very shortly afterwards, Mohammed will deliver to any other neighboring countries. I mean, no problem.
And we're able to sponsor people throughout those regions.
First of all, you can only build a network in Dubai. Okay.
Or the UAE.
Yeah, you'd make a deal with him and say, I register them for Dubai, and by the time he's then ready for whatever other country, neighboring country, we re-register them in the home country, so that's no problem. So first you establish one contact in Dubai, or if not, they will help you, and then you put them all on the Dubai address, and then later, he will open one country after the next. See, always be inventive. I said this yesterday in the training. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. If you ask the company, can I build a network in Egypt? No, you cannot. But in the meantime, if you build a network in Dubai with some Egyptians, by the time you come to Egypt, you have already some 20, 30 Egyptians trained, ready, no longer alone in Egypt. You have already 20 partners going with you together to Egypt. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So right. Yes, Dubai, we can build a network. I'm sure Mohammed and Eric will tell us more by the time we open up. Maybe they already sit in Saudi Arabia or Qatar. I don't know. We'll see. But I wouldn't wait until they open Qatar. I would register them in the meantime in Dubai.
And what is the timetable? The timetable is that we start in September. Is that correct? September, October?
September, October, yeah. The company will announce it. Not the company, of course. So I could ask Mohammed, but it's Ramadan's just over, so they're just beginning to get back into the working mood. I'm pretty sure October is latest. Yeah. The company will announce it. I'm sure you will. Even actually, in England, you know more than us. I'm very good in informing you.
Oh, okay. So, although. Yes, well, we'll see. And okay, so that's excellent. So I presume then there'll be a launch, like an official launch, like we had in Israel, in Dubai.
Well, sometimes you have a pre-launch, and sometimes you came after. Sometimes I was first, sometimes came much later. When the dust settles, we can go to work, okay? I wasn't the first in many countries, but number one in many of those countries. Doesn't matter if you come later or now. But Dubai is a small market. I wouldn't wait for another year. There's only 1,000 people, natives from Dubai, but there's 2-3 million expats and foreigners living in Dubai. Lots of English, okay? So I have an English stewardess also in Dubai, sponsored through my German stewardess from Lufthansa. And we have lots of English expats living in Dubai. And other countries, Abu Dhabi, etc. So ask around, also each country in Dubai, all over. There's nations. Lots from India and all over. I know. So they're all good. And from Dubai, we then expand into Asia later. So it's not the expansion into Asia will go from America. The Americans are afraid to go to Asia. They're afraid to go anywhere. They will probably not compete, for sure. Maybe some few, like Bob Burdiger, Jeffrey Birdie might go, but I know the Americans. They will stay home, most of them. Yeah. your hands full, okay, back home. But if you want to travel, if you like to travel, if you like the challenge, new countries, then hey, let's do this together. I will be all over Asia, that's for sure, because I like to travel. I like languages, new people, new culture, the food, the fun. Why stay ashore if you can go to faraway countries? And we are not a tree. I can move. Okay, in this business you can move, but it always depends that you have a good contact, somebody good, prepared on a Zoom call or whatever, and then go. Don't go just blind. Just prepare well. Wants to do it.
And so, Wim, thank you. George asks, Sanu asks, when are we going to be launching the company in India and some of these countries in Asia? Do you have any idea? I mean, I was talking and they were saying that the Philippines might be next.
That depends on the master distributor. No, that depends on that we find a business person like Dan Holtzmann in the old days in Europe, or like the Hessners in Scandinavia, or like next side Hong Kong. The company finds a business partner who wants to take over the whole country. The company, the mother company will no longer run then the Asian mentality. They need to find a business partner. Country could be India, Taiwan, Pakistan, Korea, you name it. Yeah, China later, not so far, not so first. China will not be the first country. Thailand, I love Thailand, so maybe he wants to come with me to Thailand. But I would love to start tomorrow with this partner first. He opens an office, warehouses, takes a license from the company, connects with the computers, translates everything, and then the company will announce Thailand is opened. He would probably have to invest $1 million into the country before to work, 500 to $1 million. The company wants to make no money with it, but the company, he will probably have to order 500,000 worth of product, and then the company will help him to set this up. It will be a very profitable venture for anybody who goes and takes over license. And then once it's open, then the company will announce to the worldwide network, all of us, yeah, you can now start to work in India, in Korea, or wherever next. So every country right now is open. It could be Brazil tomorrow, it could be South Africa the other day. There's a guy who's in charge in Europe. His name is Gavin Versi, under the guidance of Dan Holtzmann. He's only in charge, Dan also in charge of the international expansion, of course in cooperation with Memphis. And they are looking for potential partners. I think they found 2 or 3. So the first one to open up is Dubai.
Okay.
Arabian countries. And then my guess next, India, not India's high priority. Let's put it this way, okay?
Okay.
There's 1 million people. Wow.
Yeah. So Elaine asked the question, Wim, how do you motivate your teams?
I mean, do you need motivation when you come to convention or when you come to a great seminar and you see all these people on stage? Yeah? When I see my young NMDs at the age of 22, 25 or whatever, my oldest one is 78 now. When I see them on stage, tears are flying with their families, with all their friends around it. That is motivation to the highest point for me and for everybody in the team. Yeah? When we go on a vacation and you hear all these stories from people who didn't have success and then suddenly had the breakthrough, or new people just started, who get massive help, and they turn to people who just start 3-4 months ahead of them, and they get the first customers, they get the first distributor. That is huge motivation. And when you suddenly get recognized, I remember when I went sales coordinator, it was one of my happiest days. Yeah? When I was here, I said, oh my God, I'm the greatest. I was one of the first QNDs in Germany together with my wife. I was so motivated, yeah. And when you see what the company is coming up with, not only new countries, but the next generation of Omega, oh my God, yeah. This will be also huge markets. This is the only product I take, Omega. So I can put everybody on Omega on Juice Plus and everybody on Juice Plus and Omega later, because it's a natural Omega, no longer the taste of fish that will be eliminated. So do I have to motivate myself? No. If I see people who lost 30, 40 kilos, who with complete, or 20 kilos, they come to a gym and everybody's asking them, hey, what did you do? What happened to you? And then suddenly she sponsors 20 customers out of the gym, Or last month, my friend in Mallorca, he got 80 new customers. Yeah? I said, oh my God, how did you do it? I was totally motivated. These are always success stories. But I tell you one thing, if somebody, and that is the highest motivation, all these young there, and who earn suddenly 500 euros extra or 500 pounds extra, that for them makes a difference. If they can invite their friend to a nicer vacation, if they can afford to lease a nice Mini or a nice car or move to a nicer home, already that is huge motivation, because these young kids today, they have not many chances. They earn maybe £1,000, if they're really good, £2,000. And here you come and show them a vehicle, how they, with a beautiful product, with the product have, almost nobody knows. Yeah? And you can go with his national or worldwide and expand it. Boy, then you give them the vision, and you help them to earn 500 euros or 500 pounds a month. They need no more motivation. They come to the next big convention. They get paid incentives by the company. They get rewarded. They get embedded in the team. Yeah, we pull them along. We help them. No other company is motivating their employees. So speak of, nobody is applauding the employees when they come in the morning to your company. We are doing all this. I wouldn't know another company where it's more fun to work than with this company. It's motivation, recognition, and success, of course, yeah, and vision for the future. All this combined, show me another opportunity. Show me another company like this. I don't know one.
And so, Wim, you have built pretty much everything offline, haven't you? So you've built a vast business, well in excess of $1 billion turnover through offline.
2 billion, James.
2
not
billion.
1 billion by now.
2 billion. 2 billion.
Yes.
That is outstanding.
Yes.
What is your opinion of social media?
Okay.
And we've got 1 minute.
Whoever asked that question, the question is in the future, how do future generations see us? Yeah? As a company loading up people, yeah, and where you find products on eBay, or as a company which is honest, yeah, where people say, this, you have a great future, and this is a great company with great products. So it's up to us and our responsibility as leaders, and every single one of you, to build a great company together here, to be fair on social media, to be honest on social media, and to use social media in a very positive way, so people out there in the public say this is a great company, because the cold market is the biggest market for all of us. Our warm market is very limited, but the cold market is the one decides over the future of any company. And if we build up a great reputation by creating a great name through social media for us, helping people, then we have a huge future for generations to come. So this is also one of my biggest goals, that it's fair, and that people build a fair social media, and not just a few kids or a few people abuse it to their own purposes. That's a big point for me.
No, we agree with that. And Finn, final question. After 26 years, how much money have you earned with our company? How much do you think?
The marketing plan. My wife is above me. She earns 3% of me. Yeah? Gerhard Bauer is underneath me, so he's above Birgit, my wife. 3%. Well, just on Gerhard alone, I would say it's something like 10, 15 over the years. It's just
15
million euros, okay, or francs. We are Swiss residents. So what can I say? I mean, you never know. You sponsor a new person today, one day you keep that person in gold. Take Jeff Roberti, he's up to 80 million. We're not there yet, but we will follow him on his tracks. Bob Burdick told me it was the first million was hardest. When he earned 10 million, he was, oh my God, I hope this is 15K. Now I can see how I earn 100 million. So it's always from which perspective you come. And I would say the first million is the hardest. And when you're smart and you stay modest, and don't take off and buy yourself Ferraris and Lamborghinis and show the world that you're the greatest, but stay modest and grateful to your people, then you're ready to earn the next million. And then you have a great future ahead of you. There's no limit here. James, for me, the joy is to see that 8 of my team living in Mallorca, my neighbors, they built, some of them, big houses, multi-millionaires. There are not that many by income per year in the world. So this is I'm very grateful when I see this. If it's just one person, where we changed his life, either financially or health-wise, it was all worth it. So I cannot answer the question, but if you ask me directly, I earned what I earned. Okay,
I love that. And now you've told us enough.
What I deserve. Okay, that's a good answer.
You've told us enough to be very motivating. And so, if people wanted to ask any other questions of you, then what would be the best way to contact you? Email or?
I'm old-fashioned. I'm good at WhatsApp. I'm good at email. I'm not so good at Facebook. My wife is always on Facebook. I'm once on it once a week. So I'm very.
What is your? Do you mind people?
Come to Mallorca. Come to Mallorca. Have a drink.
And are you coming to Bournemouth for the conference?
My wife will come. I'm flying now to the Olympics in Brazil. I don't know where. When is Bournemouth? When is Portsmouth?
It's 7th and 8th of October.
In October.
Yeah.
Can't say yes, can't say no, James. Sorry. Yeah. I'll do my best. Okay.
Okay. Well, look, it's Wim. It's been amazing. We're over time now. Thank you very, very much indeed. I've recorded this, and we'll send it over to you on Facebook and some really, really valuable tips. So thank you very, very much indeed.
Great to all of you, whatever you do, and I hope to see you at one of the next conventions. And then you ask me further questions. All the best to everyone. All the best. Also to my wife. Thank you
awesome. Thank
for
you
the
so
chance
much.
to talk to you.
Take care.
Bye, James. Bye, everybody.
Bye.